So we are taking up the next two names. Karma-marma-prakaashinyai Namah and Kaama-aaskati-haraayai Namah. Gurudev said, action is the signature of life. Some of you are not able to see. Okay. Action is signature of life. And we all know everybody's signature is different. My signature would not look like yours. And my signature attests my authority. When I'm writing a check and you put your signature, it won't work. If I have a bank account and it has to have my signature, then only it's valid. Similarly, our action speaks who we are. And each one of us are responsible for certain things. In the Hindu Dharma, very significant importance is given to individual knowing what one has to do. This is the first and foremost teaching. It depends upon your stage of life, your skills, your qualities. Not all of them have the same skill set. Not all of them have the same quality of thinking. Not all of them are born in the same circumstances. Therefore, every one of us individually must recognize what is that I am here in this world to do. In other words, don't imitate others. Your life is unique. Your participation in this world is exclusive. And one has to find what is that I, as an individual, have to contribute to this world. And this, when we are unaware, we just repeatedly do the same thing day after day. Only when one has become old, one realizes one has wasted a whole life. Earlier we learn, understand, recognize better. So Bhagavad-Gita, therefore, very clearly points out that each individual is unique and each individual's contribution into this world is also unique. What the mother can do to the child is different from what the father can do to the child. What the teacher can do to the child is different. What an acharya or a spiritual guru do to the same person is different. Therefore, we have Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. Right? When the child is growing up, it requires all various inputs. So when the child goes to the Balvihar, the teacher in Balvihar contributes to the growth of the child, different from what the parents can do, or the friends can do, or the school teacher can do. So each one of us, once we recognize why we are here. No, and the other day also I've told this, when I went to Vancouver, and when I was giving lectures there, I told that your Vancouver airport tells a very important philosophy. What is it? Vancouver airport does that? Yes. Because the airport code for Vancouver is why we are. Ask that question. Why we are? Why are we here? And whatever we are, what is unique in us, that can be only expressed when we engage in the action. I need some air.
Oh, I thought for the noise. Those windows are open.
So, our action exhibits or expresses our uniqueness. Therefore, when Arjuna was unsure about what to do, Bhagavan said, you have a role to play in this war. And that role that you are playing is very significant. What others cannot do, you can do. What others incapable of doing, you are capable of doing. And so do not ever think that you can withdraw from this war and run away from here to go to some solitude. No. You are failing in your responsibilities. While explaining this nature of action, Bhagavan Krishna gives about 5 components of action in 18th chapter of Gita. I need to open that. It's very stuffy.
Sorry.
Adhishtanam, Karta, Karanam, Cheshta, Daivam. Adhishtanam tada Karta, Karanam cha pradakvidam, Vivida sapradak Cheshta, Daivam chaivatra panchamam. In any action, there are 5 components. The Bhagavad-Gita gives so many different teachings to us. Once we dig in, you will understand it is so useful for management. First one is Adhishtanam. Adhishtanam means physical body of a person is that which is useful for doing any action. Human body alone is capable of doing action. Action, I mean, productively engaging in a work which will lead to a predictable or planned goal. The human mind thinks about a goal or result before engaging in action and prepares oneself and then get ready and engages in that action. So, physical body is the first component. Second component is Karta, the doer. One who has the desire or intention to do it. If the physical body is there, Saturday morning, and you are being invited to come to the satsang, but you have no intention to go, then you lie down on the bed only. Right? So there should be a intention, desire, motive to do it. So the one who has the motive to engage in action is called Karta, the doer. The third component is Karanam, instruments. The means by which the work is completed. Like I'm talking to you. Talking to you is possible only when I'm using speech as the component. If somebody is doing carpentry, then for that person, the instruments, carpentry instruments are the Karanam. If somebody is painting, the brush and the paint, they are the instruments. And somebody is playing an instrument, that instrument is the means through which he is bringing out the music. So what is the first one? Adhishtanam, body. Second, the person who intends to engage in action, Karta. Third, the means by which he tries to accomplish that action, Karanam. And then the fourth component is action. The very action itself. Now, in the Vedanta, what we see is there are 5 sense organs which are input and 5 sense organs are output. So, systematically they have divided it. Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin. These are all instruments by which we come to know about the world. Speech, hands, legs, reproductive organ, and anus. These 5 are considered as output. So, cheshtaha means pranas that are used for bringing out the energy into the action. If a person does not have a proper breathing system or prana, energy, then such a person cannot do much efficient work. The pranas are divided into 5. When you breathe the air, breathing in divides into 5 parts. One that comes in, one that which goes down, pushes down, that one which goes up, that which one spreads, that which one makes you digest. 5 of them are working continuously. Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana. They are called Cheshtaha activities. These 4 are visible to us. What? Adhishtanam, the body. Karta, the doer. Karanam, the instruments. Cheshtaha, the activities done with the help of prana. Now, one thing which we do not know is called Daivam. In the Hindu mythology as well as Hindu religious texts, what we find is every part of your body is governed by a deity, a god, a power. For example, speech is governed by Agni. Sun governs the eyes. Hand is governed by the Indra. Hands and then the feet is governed by Vishnu. Reproductive organ by Prajapati. Excretion by Yama. Touch by Vayu. Sound by Disha Digdevata. Tongue by Varuna Devata. Nose by Ashwini Kumaras. So every part of our body is governed by some divine power. This is the reason why when you go to a temple and worship gods, there are other things are also kept there for us to recognize. They are all necessary for us to worship, pray, so that our entire body's efficiency increases. We often overlook this. The Bhagavan says these 5 components put together make every action possible. Adhishtanam, Karta, Karanam, Cheshta, Daivatam. Daivam. The Daivam means the power of the Lord's making an action complete. So, this is the marma. Marma means what? Secret. The secret teaching of Bhagavad-Gita is what we don't know. What is secret? Obviously, something which we don't know, which Gita explains to us. Therefore, Karma-marma-prakaashinyai Namah. One who brings about the teaching of the secret of action. Okay, understood that. Now, what makes us, what drives us to act? What is pushing us to act? What is that which is driving us to engage in action? Foremost thing is, human beings are so confident that anything can be achieved only by action. Shipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja. Bhagavan Krishna says, siddhi, accomplishment, is easily possible, quickly possible, only by action. And very often, I have experienced it. Let us say I want to get something done in the ashram. I tell someone, hey, do it. That person has his or her own priorities, right? What I want to do, what I want him or her to do, need not be his priority. Swamiji karenge. 1 week over, 2 weeks over, nothing happened. Then what do I do? Well, chalo, because when you want to accomplish things, by communicating to the other person is a means to do it also. But if that person doesn't do, then what do you do? Get into action. In the management science, let us say I want to convince you about something. Nowadays, what we do? We send an email, WhatsApp. So, no response. Then you take the phone. Let's call him. Call. That was, okay. Yeah, I saw the WhatsApp message. I saw the email. Yeah, I will do it. The best thing you need to do is take your car and go in front of him. No. What is your answer to my question? Is it not true that you will get right away the answer if you stand in front of that person? Kshipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja. That's why Bhagavan Krishna says, quick are the results if you take up the action and do it. Therefore, human beings are not human beings, they are human doings. We continuously engage in actions, morning till evening, Monday through Saturday or even Sunday, every day of the week, every day of the month, every day of the year, we are busy with engaging in so many actions. Some are personal, some are professional, some are social, some are for vacation. So many different things that we do. And Saturday is the only time when these gardens will start to work. Invariably, every time when I come there, next door, I don't know why. Even last time when I was there, that next door, they were doing this. So Bhagavan Krishna says, Shariram, Shariravaak Manobiryate, Karma Prarabate Naraha, Nyayam va Viparitam va, Panchete Tasya Hetavaha. Mainly three ways by which we engage in action. Sharira, Vak, Mana. By body, by speech, by mind. Sharira, Vak, Manobiryate. Karma prarabhate naraha. When the person engages in action, nyayam va viparitam va, whether it is nyayam, dharmyam, correct, ethical, moral, or viparitam, unethical. Pancha ete, these five components are tasya hetavaha. They are the causes. So why human beings are so busy in their life? Action, action, action. Even when you retire, you don't keep quiet. Right? Stock market, share market, continuously. There is no time when we can say, done. I'm done with my, all these worldly activities. No, we don't. So, Bhagavan Krishna says, one must understand these five components. Again, the point is, not all of us are engaged in the action in the same way. If you ask 5 people to do the same work, they will not do the same way. Right? You know why? Gunas play a role in that. According to our gunas, according to our inherent qualities, also contaminated by our vasanas. The desires or the impressions of those experiences we have gathered over many lives also play a role in influencing the way we do things. If you ask 5 people to do the same job, the results will be 5 different things. So the gunas act as a very important tool or ingredient in accomplishing anything. In Vedanta, we say there are 3 things that is making every one of us engage in a peculiar way. They are called 3 knots of the heart. Avidya, Kama, Karma. Action is always an expression of desire. Think. If you have no desire, you will not act. If you want to eat, the desire to eat comes, then you go and cook or go and buy the food or you get the thing done. If you have a desire to watch the cricket match, then you will be awake at 12 o'clock. I want to watch the game. And your wife or your husband who's totally disinterested in the cricket. Yeah. Because no desire. When there's no desire, no action.
That happens in our family.
Yeah, every family, don't worry. Every family is the same thing. One person is so much desire, just the opposite will be the other person. So karma is because of kama. And kama is because of lack of knowledge that you are complete. What makes us desire anything? Desire is because we feel only when accomplishing something I'll be happy. The desire is an outcome of incompleteness. A person who feels complete is said to be no desire, having no desire. So avidya means absence of the knowledge that you are complete. You're full. You're fulfilled. So avidya is the cause for kama, desire. Desire is the cause for karma. So the Bhagavad-Gita and Upanishad talk about how to handle karma in such a way, then you overcome kama. How to handle kama in such a way you overcome avidya. That is the Karma-marma-prakaashinyai. That's why Gita opens the secret. Not that you can accomplish everything only by action. You can to the extent possible, but even as you complete one action, next desire has come to make you act again. Once that is over, another one has come. Before you get married, you want to get married. That is a desire. After getting married, children, desire. If children are there, educate them, desire. After they are getting educated, then sending them to college or university, another desire. Once they get into the university, then they get to correct profession, another desire. By the time you do that, you want a retirement, your retirement desire. And then get them married to the desire. Then the grandchildren, there is no end. Telling you, there's no end. One desire over, accordingly you do an action, another desire has come. It's endless. When it will get completed? Only when you know that you are complete by yourself and you do anything not because of incompleteness, because you do it out of that fullness. That is the difference between Mahatmas engaging in this world and we. Yesterday also I talked about that. The difference between sannyasin and a samsari. Mahatmas also are busy in this world, but they do it out of joy, out of completeness, out of fulfillment, not out of deprivation, incompleteness, unhappiness, desire. This is one thing. Second thing is, when we have the desire to accomplish and then becoming happy, this is what we call it as the work of the ego. Bhagavan Krishna beautifully puts it here saying, Prakritehe kriyamanani karmani gunes karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimudatma karta aham iti manyate. See, for example, when you have come here after having your breakfast, right? Now, having had your breakfast that is already gone into your stomach, there is some work is going on called digestion. This is the work of Prakriti, nature. You take a seed and put it in your backyard and water it, expose it to the sun. Once the seed starts to germinate and then it starts coming out as a plant, it comes on its own. That is Prakriti. You don't every day go and pull the leaves, do you? It comes on its own. And one leaf comes and then second and then third and then slowly it becomes a small little plant and then grows up to become a big tree and then the fruits come. It on its own it does. Because the seed itself has got all the potentials. And it picks up the other energies, water, sunlight, and then ground fertilization, everything, and then it starts to express itself as a full-blown tree, right? This we call it as nature, isn't it? So too, in our body also, the nature is working continuously, whether you like it or not. I'll give you an example. Do you get old out of your choice or no choice? Do you? Your nails grow out with your permission? Your hair grows or falls off with your permission. Your cellular body, every moment the various cells are dying and new cells are coming with your permission. You ate the food, digestion takes place with your permission. Breathing, is it with your permission? See? We completely overlook or completely ignore it. Prakriti is working continuously. Inside you, outside you. Seasons are changing, rain or sunshine. These are all Prakriti. Outside it is happening without our control or without our permission. Here also. So when a person recognizes, just like the Prakriti is working in me without my permission, so too, any action I perform, the result of that is not my choice. I do my best. Result, I don't know. I leave it. This is the correct understanding. Prakritehe kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha. According to your gunas, what happens when you finish an action, the result that is going to come out, decided by Prakriti. Only ahankara vimudatma, a person who has an ego, thinks, I am the doer. So Bhagavan Krishna says, don't stop doing, but don't own up the doership. This is the marma. Again, the secret. The secret is that you must know that you should do your best. The result is not decided by you. The result is not by your choice. As much as you ate the food, छोड़ दो उसको. उसके बारे में मत सोचो. I think the jalebi I took is gone this side and the rasgulla went that side. No, it's not your decision. It is taking place. Similarly, when you are having your children, get them educated, give them the right values. Chalo, aap karo. Abhi, now it is you. You need to decide everything on your own. How long I can go? I will be behind you. Do it. According to his maturity, according to his gunas, he will continue. But we as parents, my God, continuously worried. I don't know what he's doing. That means you did not have any confidence in that person. So, yes, true. Exactly like his father. So, give the maturity and value and education and leave. That is a marma, secret. So any action that you do your best, leave it. Afterwards, don't even think about it. And whatever be the result, if the result is not correct, go back to your drawing board. Where did I go wrong? I did everything right. Okay, if I did everything right, some other factor which is not in my control had influenced the result. Okay, which I can't do anything about. Next time, keep that in mind while planning for it. These are all the various secrets. There are so many in Bhagavad-Gita as given. And in the 18th chapter, Bhagavan Krishna gives what is action born out of Rajas, what is the action born out of Tamas, what is the action born out of Sattva. And so he says, Yattu kamepsuna karma sahankare vava punaha kriyate bahulayasam tat rajasam udahratam. What is rajasic action? Yattu kamepsuna, with the kama ipsu means with so much of desire, sa ahankarena va punaha kurte. When a person does with so much of ego, so much of individual assertion, so much of expectation of results, when he does, kriyate bahulayasam, with so much of mental and physical effort. See, physical effort is necessary in accomplishing any action, no doubt about that. But constantly anxious about the result is called mental exertion. And such a person cannot be happy at all, cannot be rest content. Mental stress. In today's world, that's what we see. People are stressed out not because of physical action. It is mental anxiety. Isn't it? Today's everything is so convenient. You sit in the room or sit in your own home and then do the work also. Or even if you're going to work in a very comfortable car, you go there and what stress you have. Earlier times, remember, people have to work in the field to get their food and then they 8 hours, 9 hours, they are the hot sun, they have to work. Do we do that now? What physical exertion we have nowadays? You tell me. Even to do physical exercise, you are not ready. Even to gym, they go by lift. Why not you just climb the stairs and go? And the closest to parking lot, closest to the entrance. You are coming to the gym, walk. What physical exertion we do in today's world? Tell me. Swamiji, I'm eating from year to year. This is the work I'm doing. Mental stress. And mental stress is nothing but anxiety, dejection, disappointment. These are the things. So Bhagavan Krishna says, Yattu kamepsuna karma sa ahankarena vapunaha kriyate bahulayasam, with so much of exertion. That way of doing is called rajas. That is called rajasic action. Swamiji, I am not a rajasic person, Oh, what are you? Anubandam kshayam himsam anapeksha cha paurusham mohad arabade karma tat tamasam udaharanam. The tamasic is the worst. What is the tamasic form of action? Anubandam, with attachment. Kshayam himsam anapeksha. One does not remember or think about the consequence of one action, what he will be losing out of that action, without looking at the outcome, which probably is not what one desires, without even planning for it, thinking about it. And also, mohadharabade karma, out of delusion with improper planning or not thinking about various other factors that may influence the action. A person who does with no planning, with no proper thinking, with not having proper skill to accomplish. Chalo. This is why I said, if you are not fit to do the action, don't do it. Don't just imitate others. Oh, he did it, therefore I want to do. Are you capable of doing? Are you qualified to do? Do you have the skill set to do it? In today's world, what happens? The politicians, most of them, don't even qualify to even open the book of law. Forget about it. Open the constitution to read. Can't even read. Politicians, prime minister and presidents of the country. So what happens? Every one of us always suffer. Why? That fellow is the decision maker. Think about it. He doesn't have the skill, he doesn't have the qualification, he doesn't have the right kind of people to advise. Then what happens? This is called tamas. This is called tamasic action. Now let us look at what is sattvic. Niyatam sangarahitam aragadveshatakrutam apala prepsuna karma yattat satvika muchyate. What is sattvic action? Engaging in action as a responsibility. First, any action you take, think, is it my responsibility? And if it is my responsibility, I'll have to complete it. No choice. If it is my responsibility, it is me who will complete it and finish it. Niyatam, and in that also, sangarahitam, with no anxiety for the result. Aragadveshataha, with no likes and dislikes. Aragadveshatakrutam. And with apala prepsuna, with mind not seeking a particular result for one's own personal benefit. As I said, no personal agenda in that work. Such a karma is called sattvic. So this way, Bhagavad-Gita has given, so more are there. I'm just giving you a few ideas. That is why one of the names of Bhagavad-Gita is Karma-marma-prakaashinyai Namah. Salutation to the one, Gita, who gives the secret of action. The next name is Kaama-aaskati-haraayai Namah. One who destroys the asakti, attachment to kama, desire. Now, we have seen desire is the backbone of all action. What is a desire? In Mahabharata, there is a statement, He kama janami te moolam sankalpat kila jayase. Oh desire, I know where you are coming from. Desire is born out of thinking of an object which, according to you, is going to give you happiness. It's called sankalpa. See, when you go to a restaurant, there are so many things that are there which you can order. Which one you will like to eat? That which you are sure will satisfy your taste. Is it not true?
Masala dosa. Masala dosa.
Masala dosa. Correct. But if you go to Punjabi restaurant and then ask for masala dosa, you get it, no doubt. But you have to suffer that. Or going to a South Indian restaurant, ask for paratha, you will get it. But it will not be satisfying your palate. So, desire is always in the form of seeking to be fulfilled from a particular object, which you know is a source of happiness. I always give this example, and especially when you land in Bombay airport or something, when you walk out after the customs or after the, but not customs, after the immigration, when you walk, there will be rows and rows of liquid spirituality. Color bottles, right? So who will stop there and buy all that? One who thinks that will give me happiness. I walk past. I have no intention to drink that. Really, don't. Because I have no concept of happiness with that. See, Gurudev used to give the example. If a family of one child and the parents, when they are going to a mall, the child will run to the toy shop. Right? Because for the child, that is a source of happiness. It wants that particular toy or the new toy or the game, whatever. And that lady will go to the what?
Jewelry.
Many shops. Jewelry, clothing, handbag, this, shoes, that. The man, poor fellow. He'll go to electronic shop, look at what is a new device that has come. So each one, they are going to the same place. But what makes them go to different places in the different shops? According to their sankalpa. Meaning what? According to their notion of happiness. This will give me happiness. That fellow who wants a toy, the man will look at what toy? How many toys you have got in the house? Why do you need one more? So for him, this is a waste. So too, he'll tell the wife, how many handbags you got? No. This time I'm going for another wedding and this is a new model has come and nobody has got it. I have to get it. So, what is that? It's called sankalpa. The concept or the notion of happiness. So, sankalpat kila jayase adana sankalpishyami. Now, if I stop the sankalpa, then kama will go. So, our notion of happiness is what causes the desire. Desire causes action. And action creates anxiety. So, Kaama-aaskati-haraayai. one who can destroy the attachment to desire by showing that the cause of the problem is you think something else can give you joy. That is what is called karma. Because Arjuna asked this question to Krishna in chapter 6 or chapter 3, Bhagavan, why is that people do commit sin in spite of knowing that it is sin? Why do people commit crime knowing very well it's a crime? In California, it's a different situation, right? Until $999 you can loot. You will not be put behind the bar. Peculiar, I'm telling you. And so all the shops are closing down. Why? Because people come and take it. You cannot catch them. They're not going, they will not be imprisoned. Okay, anyway, why would anybody commit a crime knowing that it's a crime? What drives them? When the desire is so strong, the person is deluded. The mind goes blank. I want it. No matter what, I want it. Is it not? That is the theme behind most of the crime stories and thrillers and what. Somebody is, even though he or she is not getting it, I want to get it. Whether it's a wealth or a person or a political power, whatever, the main theme of most of these so-called movies and other things are all what? Somebody is going to commit a crime. Somebody is doing the wrong thing. Right? So, he asked this question, why? So, Krishna answers saying, Kama-yesha krodha-yesha rajoguna samudbhavaha mahashano mahapapma vidhi enam iha vairinam. Understand, Arjun, it is a desire which itself turns to become anger, is the cause of all problems. And it is greatest enemy sitting in you that is to be destroyed. And what does it do? Avrutam jnanam etena jnanino nitya vairena kamarupena kaunteya dushpurena analena cha. Even a person of knowledge gets overpowered by desire. We have seen many examples, even in our own Puranas that is there. Vishwamitra, for example, is a best example we can give, where he had gained so much of power and so much of tapas, falls for very base desires, or out of arrogance, out of pride. Even as you look around, people in the great power, political power, or even in the celebrity status in this world, how they fall for so many base desires and become totally, get into infamy and then being ridiculed by others. Is it not happening? There was, what is this called? Michael Jackson. So much money he had got, so much power, so much celebrity status, etc. Then what happened? What happened? He was not old. What happened to him? Drugs. Cannot tolerate one's own mind. Overdose. Kill. So what did the money do to him? What did the celebrity status done to him? Finally, what happened? What was the end result? What is the cause of your death? What? Inability to control oneself. Is not? Kama-yesha krodha-yesha mahashanaha. It devours you. Mahapapma, great evil. Vidhi, come to know, Arjun. You have vairinam, that is your greatest enemy. And men of knowledge are constantly aware of this. Jnanino nitya vairina. For the jnanin, for a man of knowledge, he is constantly aware of this internal enemy. See, what happens is when the desire arises in our mind, a common man considers it as a friend. For a man of knowledge, it is an enemy. This will disturb my peace of mind. When a desire arises in the mind, immediately knows this will cause a problem. Many times when we take to trips, the yatra and all, when I take, most people who fall sick are all the doctors. I'm not joking. You know why? Oh, that has this virus. Oh, that is a mosquito. Oh, that is... And others are jolly well enjoying and they get into trouble. Sometimes knowledge is also causes trouble. Knowledge also causes trouble. So here, Avritam jnanam etena naino nityavairina. So then Arjuna asks this question, where does the desire actually reside? Where do I identify it? He says, Indriyani mano buddhihi asya adhishtanam uchyate. It remains in your senses, in your mind, in your buddhi. These are the three places desire stays. These are all the three homes desire has got. Gurudev used to make a very, very elaborate detail about it. When you take it from one place, it will go to the other one. Let us say that you have 3 houses. If you are not in one house, there must be another 2. You go to the second one, there also you are not there. Definitely you are in the third one. So when we are driven by our desires, wanting to eat, wanting to see, etc., it is at the level of the senses. Even as we satisfy our senses, it will go into the form of emotional needs. Is it not true? See, if you have a dog at home, you feed the dog, it is happy. It will go in the corner and lie down, or whenever somebody passes by, it will shout or bark, and then you take him for a walk. That is, life is very simple. When it is hungry, you throw a bread. What will it do? It will pick up the bread and eat. Let us say you are hungry. I throw a bread. Will you be happy? How dare you throw bread? Even though I'm hungry, I will not touch it. Why? You're insulting me. So, human beings are not satisfied by merely what can satisfy them at the level of the senses. We want emotional satisfaction. That's why it's an EQ, emotional quotient. Right? Meaning, if even when you're in your workplace, you are not treated properly, don't you think that that person will feel so restless? He said, I'm not treated properly in this workplace. My emotions are not satisfied. So I don't want to work here. Why? Because people are not respecting my work. Even if you get a good amount of salary, but you don't feel. Why? Emotional dissatisfaction. Even if you are well treated very well, even if you are given correct salary, etc., but if you are not intellectually challenged, nowadays that is a problem. My buddhi is not challenged. I'm not satisfied at the level of my competence. My competence is not properly utilized. Everybody is respecting what I do, no doubt, but I find it is not challenging me. So Bhagavan Krishna, what he says, desire at 3 points. At the level of the senses, at the level of the mind, at the level of the buddhi. These 3 places is where the desire stays. If one you complete, the other one will pick up. If the other to complete, third one will pick up. See, desire keeps moving. That is why not everybody's desire is the same. If you are satisfied at the physical level, emotional need starts. If you're at the level of the emotional needs, it starts, right? Intellectual need starts. Even in the marriage also, there's a physical need is, I want a company of a right person. Some of the kids, they don't decide on marriage because I didn't find the right person. Swamiji. Why? Because I want the person who is, it is always said that when you are when the girl is in the 20s and between 20 and 30, when you introduce a boy to that girl, so the first question question that the child will ask is, I want to look at that person. I want to have physical appeal. I want the person to have a physical, he must look smart, he must look handsome. beyond 30. You're not interested in look. What does he earn? How much he earns, right? Because he should be earning better than and I am a high, what do you call? High maintenance person. So I need the person to. So after that, you say, is he educated more than me or not? Right? If it is less than me, then I cannot deal with him properly. So in the 20s, who is he? 30s, what is he? Even after crossing 40 also, one is not married. Then you introduce a boy. Then the girl will say, where is he? Now I am desperate now. Get it done.
Mic works.
So one need is satisfied, physical need is satisfied, emotional need starts. Emotional need satisfied, intellectual need starts. Indriyani mano buddhihi asya adhishtanam muchyate. Etaihi vimoyeha diyeshaha jnanamavrityate hinam. The Gita is not about 6,000 years back, what Bhagavan Krishna gave to Arjuna. It is relevant even today. Even today, for all the time, till the human beings exist, this knowledge is going to serve the purpose. So, Bhagavan therefore says, how to take care of your desire? Where do we start? He says, first start from senses. Tasmatvam indriyani ado niyamya bharadashaba papmanam prajahihyenam jnana vijnana nashanam. Start from the place where you can control. So that is the reason why in our tradition, in all the religious, festivities or whatever, we go through the fasting, tapas, etc. Why? Because at the level of the senses, let us control the desires. Once you have done that successfully, then you go to the next level of mind not agitated or going here and there. Then you go to the higher level of, subtler level of control. So first start with desire, how to take care of the desire. At the level of the senses, have certain amount of discipline. And from there you start and continue further, go subtler and subtler and subtler, until you come to the intellectual level where you understand it is a thought that makes me desire this and that, and not the demand of the senses. Because that can be controlled easily once the thought is taken care of. But, to start with, always go from the grossest point. Because not all of us are capable of rejecting the desire at the thought level. It's very hard. At least at the level of the external. See, if your doctor is saying you are diabetic, you better be careful about your food. Even when you see the sweet, no, I don't want to have because I will have trouble. You, at the physical level, you control. Our Gurudev used to say when, people bring him sweets, etc., he would say that I want to have the sweet. So my mind says, go for it. My intellect says, don't. Your doctor has warned you. Don't take it. So the Gurudev used to say, jocularly, Buddhi may say anything it wants, but my mind says, go for it. Whom should I listen to? The mind that wants me to go for it, or the Buddhi which says, don't go for it? I am a sannyasi. I will go for the mind. After all, I am deathless, right? I am immortal. So after this physical body is death, and I am going to die. So eat and die. That is not a real teaching. That is only a joke. So this way, Bhagavan Krishna and the Bhagavad-Gita, especially here, gives us the teachings of how to overcome Kaama-aaskati, attachment to desire. So we saw two of them today, Karma-marma-prakaashinyai Namah and Kaama-aaskati-haraayai Namah. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkhavat Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.